vibes? What's the vibes? Look, today we talking about a different subject altogether. So, if you are new to my channel, my name is Kev Kenya. I am the host of this channel. Um, Today we gonna step into the whole discussion regarding the whole T app. I know a lot of y'all like have been, seeing it on TikTok, been seeing it on Facebook, been seeing it on X, seeing it everywhere. But what's to the root of it? Like let's dissect this today, you know? So for me, I'm gonna go ahead and start and say I feel like, to me, this kind of feels like I don't know if y'all were there during the Facebook days. I may be dating myself a little bit, but if you were there during the Facebook days, you understand that there was this thing called the honesty box. Now, when you take it back to the honesty box, man, the honesty box, basically, people could anonymously, write something, and if you have it like to where like whenever somebody writes something, it pops up. Yeah. So a lot of people, they wanted people to be honest with them, but they didn't want them to be fully honest with them. So the T app is like the extended or like the X-rated version of it, if you know what I mean. So in case you're not new to this, or let's say in case you're not familiar to this, I should start with the T app. So basically what it is it's an app where people can go in and they can make claims. Mind you, they don't necessarily verify these claims. They don't necessarily check, you know, hey, like, is this a credible statement? Is this something that is verifiable, or is this person just saying this because they're mad because this person rejected them? So a lot of people, they have that idea like, hey, this person, they turned me down. They didn't want to be part of my program. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to ruin their life. Now, I don't condone any type of behavior like this because, for one, people have real lives, like you can think like, oh, I'm doing this just to be funny, but your being funny could mean that there's real life consequences for that person. So, what's up, everybody who's popping in? Hello, hello. G Hun, thank you for being number one, numero uno. And then Violet, welcome. So, in case y'all just now tuning in, so the main thing that I'm talking about right now is I'm trying to get to the root of why did they create the T app? Like, what exactly was going on in society for them to be able to be like, you know what? We need some. We need some. And you know what? What the doctor prescribed was the T app. I think a big part of it is a lot of people are salty against their previous partners for various reasons, whether it's good or bad. You know, I have no say. Okay. Hello, hello, everybody. Charmin, I see you. Dallas, I see you. Hussein, I see you as well. Welcome, my brother. And, the main thing that I want to address here is the fact that I feel like a lot of people, they're using this platform not for what it was originally intended for. So initially it was intended to be an app that's an advocate for the women, to show them like, hey, what kind of guy are you dealing with? Like, if you think you know him and like, let's say, a few other people know him, let's make sure what you know and what they know are the same things. And so it's kind of like like a little truth detector type thing. Now, initially it started off well, and I commend the creators for the app. Like, I commend what you were trying to do. However, I do feel like there are a lot of things that they did not necessarily expect. They didn't count for people coming up there just straight up lying. People are just going up there lying. Like, I'm not necessarily on that app. I hope I'm not. I don't know. because I can't necessarily tell. But the thing about it is this: people went up there and started lying about people, and then people started pulling out receipts. So if you lie about me, and it better be something that can be verifiable, because we got receipts. We gonna pull out receipts. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like that's what anybody and everybody would would do in that situation. You know. So here's the thing. So the T app, it got a little too much tea to the point where that tea was a little. It was, hey, you see, I got my cup right here. That tea was slipping off the edge, like that. It was going off the edge. And the thing about it is, when it came to the tea, it wasn't always real tea. So people were feeding lies. People were like actually getting the tea. We don't know what people are getting. However, so from the tea app, we moved on and like they made a male tea app. So I think it's called like T-Born, something like that. So T-Born, what it is apparently it's an app. However, the big difference between the T app and the T-Born is the fact that T-Born basically is supposed to be all inclusive. So it's not just for men. Women can go up there too. So there's men who on the T-Born app are getting trashed too. But at the same time, it leveled the ground a little bit because you can't just come out and say anything about anybody. Now you got both parties there present. So I can't, like, put it this way. It's like if you was in court. I can't just come and make a claim and be like, hey, you know what? This person, they said this thing about me and da da da. No. You have to be able to defend yourself. Like, you can't just make a claim and just be like, hey, this person, like, they said this and that. They deserve to go to jail. Well, you gotta prove that in the court system, right? But in this app, it's not necessarily like court. There's no like checks and balances, so people can say whatever they want to say, and that is perfectly valid. And so that's what people have been doing. People have been going up there and they've been saying what they want to say, and unfortunately, like the world that we live in today, um, I would say most of the decisions that are made in the real life world are based off of like social norms and social standards, right? And so social norms will dictate that, like, hey, if it's wrong for me to do this to a person, if I accuse that person of doing this, then that person is automatically guilty, throw them under the jail. That's what, when you hold like the court of public opinion, that's what it looks like. The court of public opinion will crucify you, because at the end of the day, you have to realize, like, these are just people who are keyboard warriors behind their computer. And, you know, that day they may have just been feeling like, man, my man cheated on me this morning and I found out. Like, I'm mad at all men. So, like, you see a man up there, like, what you gonna do? You gonna wild out. You gonna go crazy. However, he voted against the working family tax cuts. Matter of fact, let me take a quick little brief. Also voted against lowering the cost of your house and your car. But yeah, like, if let's say, you know, somebody just goes up there and says, like, you know what, this person, like, they did this, they did that. It has real life consequences, y'all. Like, you know, and I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that guy, but it's true. Like, you can't just go around throwing accusations at people and think you. Nobody lives in a glass house out here. You know what I'm saying? We all look. Everybody's shit still stinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, what that means is, like, whatever it is that, you know, you doing, whatever it is that you do in a private of your whatever, if you're a public figure or if you become somebody who people want to know about, that's going to happen. Now, the thing about it is, for me, I looked at it and I'm like, okay, well, there's people like that being got, but then, you know, there's also certain people who, like, you know, they're guilty of the things that they're being accused of. So in that regards, like I feel like okay, well, in a way, like that's kind of like karma coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like life always goes full circle. Karma is coming back. However, just because that's how it's going, doesn't mean that's how it's always got to be. So we have a choice. We have that responsibility to be able to make that choice. Like, hey, even though I'm gonna use this app, I'm gonna make sure I don't do anything that's gonna potentially hurt somebody who it shouldn't hurt. Like, I'm not gonna say anything that's gonna necessarily put somebody like up against the wall, like on some other shit, like because at the end of the day, like people still got lives to live out here. People still got kids to raise. People still got like bills to pay, and it doesn't help anybody to like lose that. But at the same time, if let's say you one of those full-time scammers, guess what? Your scamming abilities, they about to be drained real quick because people ain't gonna trust nothing that you say once they see what people say about you. If you have 4 or 5 girls talking about like, yeah, he scammed me, yeah, he told me he was gonna fly me out, he said he was gonna buy me this Birkin, da da da, and then I met him and dude was living in an apartment with the fucking popcorn ceilings and shit. Ain't nothing wrong with living in an apartment and popcorn ceilings, but problem is you sold the dream that you was that nigga. If you not that nigga, don't say you that nigga. Like simple. Like, and I think a lot of people like that's where they're getting caught up is because the internet has made it so comfortable for people to put up so many facades, and in the facades that they've put up, it's literally like brought them to a point where like now like you can't answer for the shit that you've done because you've done so much shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the internet does. Like it opens up that gate. It opens up that doorway. And so that's the thing. A lot of people who are part of this app, like it's like either A, you're hurt from somebody, or B, you're trying to expose somebody, or C, you just curious about the app and you just want to be messy. And there's people like that. Like, and I don't judge those people because, it is what it is. But like, at the end of the day, do also realize like everything has consequences. You may not face the consequences right now, but it might be coming down the line. Now, here's the thing. Even though the app had full good intentions on being brought live, guess what? Even though the good intentions were there, when it comes to the law, it doesn't care about your intentions. It just cares about what was caused from what you created. And so if you created something that was supposed to help women, wonderful. However, if that caused people to feel like, okay, there's a lot of defamation of character because people are not being honest, you're also liable for that too. And so I do feel like, as of the time being, this app, I'm sure it'll probably continue on for like maybe 1 or 2 more months, but they're eventually gonna shut it down. And unfortunately for the men, so the men they got the what's the other one? I think they call it like the T. I forget what they call it, but there's a guy's version. The guy's version, yeah, it's good that y'all made it like all inclusive, but the problem is it's still gonna have the same issues that the first one did. People are still gonna come up there and they're gonna lie. And when people come up there and they're lying, guess what? If you lie on somebody with some money, guess what? They might sue you. And if they sue you, that whole app might get shut down behind that. And so that's what it's coming to. Now, for me, this is what I propose. I would say like it's okay to want to like, let people know, but we need to move away from technology and go back into word of mouth. Like, hey, if you want to know, like, hey, is your dude like messing with certain people that die? Ask your homegirls. Your homegirls will tell you. Now, Your homegirls may tell you, but then they also might be the same ones holding the secret away from you too, because they might be the one hitting. So you don't know. They might be cracking that. Like, can't call it. But the thing about it is, ask your homegirls. They gonna tell you. Ask your homeboys. They gonna tell you. They gonna be like, hey, bro, like, look, yeah, nah, I seen Shorty out the way the other day. Like, she was with my homie. Like, right, and it was all cuffed up. Like, they looked like they was caked up and everything. Like, they were trying to do something. Like, and I seen it. You gotta be able to have reliable sources. And the thing about it is, the internet is not a replacement for reliable sources. So if you go to the internet looking for some shit, guess what? You gonna find some shit. That's just how the internet is wired. Whether the shit is real or not, who knows? But does it matter for the internet? No. The internet only cares about like what's clickbait, what's gonna be the most trending thing. And that's the thing. Like, even a lot of y'all who even came to this video, you came to this video because you saw the picture and you were like, oh snap, what's going on with him? I don't have anything going on per se, but guess what? It got your attention, and that's how the internet works. And I think, like, this is kind of almost like a social experiment to see, like, what are people willing to do to each other, knowing that they can do it and hide their identity. And what's even worse about that is the fact that they hacked the app and leaked everybody's identity. So now people are in hot waters because, like, you've been saying all these things about other people. Now people get to judge you. It's always very easy to judge somebody from a point of where, like, they don't know anything about you, they don't have any details about you or anything like that. So you feel like you got the upper hand because you can say anything about them, but they can't say shit about you because they don't know you. They don't know nothing about you. They don't know how you look. They don't know how much you weigh. They don't know none of that. And once them leaks happen, boy, ooh, they started exposing them. They started pulling numbers. They were like, hey, look, so how about this girl talking about like how like, all this dudes ain't shit da da da. And then this girl, look, this how she coming da da da. Like, it could be any type of physical description or like, you know, cause men with physical, like in the sense of, we go based off of what we see. And so a lot of these women who have a lot to say don't match what most men tend to go for. And so I think that's a big part of it. The big part that I think needs to be addressed is, okay, rather than getting online and like trying to embarrass somebody, why not go out and do the work to get to where you need in order to like be good? And this is not just for women. This is also for men too. Like, I feel like men, like there's certain men who go on the internet and say like, man, she was terrible, she was this, she was that, and the other. But the whole time, you weren't shit in the whole relationship. And she seen that, and she still try to like, save you. But you going out there and like telling everybody how she wants shit da da da. Now you got people pointing fingers at you. You feel me? Like, you gotta do right, my boy. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do. And that goes for the guys, for the ladies in here. You always gotta answer for, if you say something, whether you may have to answer at that exact moment or not, at some point you're gonna have to answer for it. So if you have tuned in and you was locked in, I appreciate you. Shout out to y'all. Respect up to y'all. And if anything, we about to go out and then we gonna come back in a big way. Yes, sir. Kev Kenya, we out.